Hello, 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 hello. Welcome back to round 4 of XDWC. Every year there is one map that causes pain, anger and chaos. And yet again, just the same as last year, it's round 4 and the map made by jhheight. So joining me today is the mapper himself.
Hey party people.
We have an extra challenge that was told about at the end of last week's stream for the W only and no jump challenges. So before we get into most of the map, we're going to do our walkthrough of the map with those challenges. We have 3 demos for each of those challenges and we will hop into those now. So we'll start off with no jump because I think that W only will flow better. In 3rd place out of 3 is Dez's no jump run. So we'll grab a look at that. No times on the side because I'm not sure what they are. But this should help us through generally what the map looks like. Straight up BBWR because he forgot
20 seconds of fails.
Yeah, there's... Oh, he's actually trying the fast start.
He just walks off there. That's funny.
I think he's trying the fast start, like W and A after landing. But it's kind of hard to get into. This is a really interesting set of runs. So I did this, but I didn't submit a time and I can't remember what it was. And it's quite interesting because I've been playing Quake 1 recently, and a lot of the early runs in Quake 1 before they figured out bunny hopping, this was what they figured out was fastest. It was that you wall ran.
Yeah, that also reminded me of Quake 1.
Yeah. So yeah, slick. Slick doesn't work. No zigzagging for speed. Getting that extra shot will probably be useful later on in the run.
I think TF2 jumpers would be pretty good at this with the rockets.
Yeah, they don't have the ability to carry on, but yeah, you got to stack the rockets just at the right time so that you float. There we go.
He's walking like he's drunk or something.
It's probably why he was doing it. So there is actually a map I watched because I was trying to beat some records in Quake a while ago that were set when I was born, and it's quite interesting watching what Dez just did there with the 2 side bowls just before you fall down, because that happens in a couple of Quake 1 maps early on demos, that you'd literally wall run just for an absolute split second to go a little bit faster.
Doesn't use the quad at all. Shame on you, Dez. Come on.
That's surprising that he doesn't go. He goes for the slow route, because for sure you can make it without jumping with the rockets. This bit very tricky to make without with the rockets though. Getting across here.
Takes the tunnels.
Yeah, you kind of have to because you lose the rockets when you go up. So there it is, Dez's time, which is a 2:13.84. Next up, we have Kota's no jump time in 2nd place. This one, hold on. What was the Seek demo time on this? I've forgotten. Professional streamer. No jump is Seek demo 39. Here we go. For everyone wondering what happens at the start of the demos when we play the ones that are properly cut, there's an automatic injector that figures out the time that the best run started at and injects a Seek demo for that amount of time right at the start of the demo. So here we go. It should be around this starting time for the no jump run. if we've done our maths right.
Yeah, I remember this. He AFKs here a bit and then starts. Yeah.
Yeah, there we go.
Fine.
Yeah, that's an interesting start as well.
I wonder if that's faster actually to tap W plus A. I'm not
Yes.
sure. In a straight
Yes,
line
it is.
too,
Yeah.
because I know it's definitely faster in a diagonal line.
Yeah, well, assuming that, you know, Quake runners are correct with it, it's something that they do on certain sections of maps, because if you're jumping on stairs in Quake 1, you're going to get stuck on the stairs. So they do it quite often. Oh, that was really nice. That's what you were saying before about TF2 rocket jumpers would have liked that section.
Yeah. Takes the
Ooh,
quad.
very nice.
Yeah, that nade stack.
He went for the speed as well just here. That's really cool. Like actual tech on these runs. What did we get? A 107.47. Very, very nice one right there. Next up we have the mapper himself. He made himself the winner. It is jhh's no jump run. Let's get this back to the start. Swap over to full screen and there. There we go.
Yeah, it's a bit darker here. I play in the dark settings.
Yeah, darkness settings are fine. YouTube tones them down. We play out, so the recordings for the streams and stuff, or for Morrow's videos, they're done on r_ambient 40. It blew my eyes out when I was testing it to like fix the config and stuff for XDWC. Ooh, super nice.
Kinda failed there. Didn't go straight through directly.
It's Xonotic's a weird one. When I've done no jump runs before, and like the one that I put in on this map, it's such a floaty game when you're actually playing it, but then it's such an unfloaty game when you're not. When like you can't move, it feels so grippy. But when you're actually playing it, it feels like the floatiest thing in the world.
True.
So there is your no jump winner, jh. And we will now move over to the W only runs, where Des once again has third place. jh does indeed take all the €20. Unfortunately, that will have to be reported to the taxman. So,
No, I didn't count myself in. I gave them to Kotangens.
fair enough. So this W only run, I think will be close. Yeah, you can definitely make that one W only. Wall running, not really faster unless you can do it for a long stint and build up speed super fast, and you do have to like massively overturn. It feels bad because you feel like you're doing something wrong if you're W turning into a wall and getting like go for the green strafe. It's really far away, but it is possible to do. You can like fully get into a strafe from the W. It's actually possible to do turning. So, let's go for the secondary. Jumping off the side. Yeah, bang a nade. Absolutely fantastic nade. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he thought he had the Crylink there. See, here, try to build up speed, but it won't actually build up any more. Well, it will build up more speed because you're going further. But yeah, there you have to go extra into the wall and you're losing speed up to the point where you're not losing speed and you're gaining speed. So you have to just like force yourself to push right into the wall. Nicely done, a 118.61. Very clean. And Kota's run. Let me just grab the Seek demo for this one. That's going to be that. Okay, Kota W only. Here we
Kota got
are.
a great run here. We will see it.
Ooh, that's a better start pre-run than I could get without W only. Like with a full circle jump, I was getting 660s and stuff. Very nice. Lot of speed. Yeah, kind of no point grabbing the haste power up really on this section.
True, yeah.
Because it'll take you a little bit better. It will get you a little bit more speed, but not much. Yeah, haste does make you faster with W, but it's like not as much. That was really nice. The grenade double gets the speed on the way back anyway, just for a little bit extra. Makes you fire faster, so that could be useful. Could get an extra shot in. Very, very nicely done there. What time was that? That was a 42.51. There are a lot of people that couldn't do that with W and A. So that's pretty impressive. And now we head over once again to jhh's run. Where's my folder? Here it is. jh with a W only run that a lot of people would be very happy with. Nicely boosted over with the pre-fire, the intended pre-fire, as we'll see in a little bit. Everybody watch out, just in case he has cheated. Watch his
Yeah, I saved 2 Krylings for the event. Fast
Very
CP3
nice.
to CP4 time. Yeah.
34.95 is insane. Like that's, I mean, what does that even get you? If we hop over onto the main, here we go. What
I think
would a
that's just a bit slower
34.50
than
get you
your
in the
time.
real runs?
It's like top 22 probably.
Yeah, so that run puts you 0.1 behind me. It's 22nd, just ahead of Mangione and just behind me in the real runs. That's absolutely mad. Oh well. Now into the proper runs of the week, but before we do that, let's take a look at the 5-4, the secrets of the map. There are a couple. So the first one that's not really a secret is the gold, silver, bronze times just here. You have the author time, the gold time, silver and bronze. Congratulations if you got any of these times. Very, very nice. Next up, at the end of the map, there is Finn. And there is land.
Finland. Yes. And the A is not rendered properly because it's so small.
Yeah. Where's the final one? The W only and no jump times one?
You have to go in the ventilation by the first trigger where rocket gets taken away. It's near the start. Where that red thing is. Red trigger. Yeah.
In here.
Where, yeah, and then this ventilation. You have to crouch into it. And then you get teleported down and you do some parkour.
Okay, so you have to crouch into this and then you get teleported here. I see. Shite. Hold on, I'm not doing the parkour. So in here and then...
There's a table with medals somewhere on the big pillar.
These pillars. The big pillar. There we go.
Yeah.
So we had a timescale assisted run of 30.27. What timescale was it?
0.2, I think.
Oh, damn. So that took you like 2 weeks. W only 37.5 got absolutely smashed, and the no jump as well got absolutely smashed at a 1.948. Very, very nice runs. Now let's get into the proper runs, because I'm sure everyone's bored of this section so far. So first up we have Dez. Always here, your South American champion, longest reigning national champion, or yeah, event champion, with a 40.41.
He said he will retire when there's a new South American champion.
Yeah, he has to hold up the side. There are other South American champions. We have no one from Africa yet again this week, so that's unfortunate. Nicely over the top. Keeping a decent bit of speed through there. So you shoot the orange buttons to gain speed, and the blue button in the middle to get 15 seconds of haste. Then this is one of the ways through the tunnels. Nice boost here. Up and over. No extra rockets to use. Pre-firing this. Don't think any of those landed. And decent into the finish, keeping it clean. Speaking of, yeah, why no game sounds? What happened to my game sounds?
That pre-fire was ambitious, this.
Yeah, the pre-fire, I think he was just continuously going for it, even though it was a bit slow. Next up, we have wdjzr from Turkey, your Asian champion, with a 38.14. Dez was in 46th overall. wdjzr is in 39th overall.
I haven't seen him play much. Maybe he set this time quite early in the round.
Yeah, I think he did set it fairly early in the round. So that's good. Nicely up there, straight into the hole. That was a good route. I liked that route. This side is shorter but slower. The side Dez took keeps your speed more, but faster, but you don't have to deal with that lip at the end that wdjzr had to deal with. Keeps a good bit of speed through here. Just gonna pause it and go volume 0.5 on this one. There we go. Not blow everyone's ears off with quad rockets. Nicely up here, 2 shots. Doesn't quite make the third, but that's fine. You're so close to the finish that the last shot into the finish doesn't make such a big amount of difference. Next up, we have Nature. 31st. Not his best performance in this tournament, but also a tricky round for him. 36.59, 31st overall.
There's an interesting question. Did you guys shoot at the haste first or last, where where you get Hagar? And I think it's better to shoot speed first and then haste. I'm not sure, you'll see.
Yeah, speed first then haste is probably the better one, but I think most people were going with haste first because it was easier. For me, it was easier to shoot the haste with one shot, then flick across to the booster, the orange shot, and then you were heading in the direction you wanted to, because you didn't want to come out of that section straight. You wanted to dive off to the side a little bit. So it was, you were heading in that direction. You could shoot it and strafe off to the side and bring yourself around. Nice run there from Nature. Next up, we enter the top 20 with a fantastic run from Amino, mapper of the first round. A 34.31. Yeah, that's true. If you were shooting the booster first, you had little time to shoot the haste. There was also, because there was a lot of changes in how many shots you would take, depending on your spacing. So you would take less or more shots. Okay, nice over the top there for Amino. Good that we've seen that pretty early on. Very low amount of shots here from Amino there to get through. This was a really tricky map. There's a lot of places that you can gain and lose huge amounts of time. Very nicely done there. Great boost. Keeps a lot of speed after that. Outer wall. Keeps it clean towards the end and full speed into it. Absolutely good on that one. Rolling up one higher, we have Kyle in 19th place. Decent improvement, 0.34 faster. At what point do we think we're going to start seeing everyone going for fast cuts?
I think around top 12 maybe.
Okay, so Carl waiting to go over the top.
Yeah.
I'm hoping that someone does, because when I was doing that, I was looking backwards. Ooh, that's nice.
Interesting.
Yeah, I was looking backwards as the rocket came towards me, so I'm hoping someone else does that, because it did look cool.
Yeah, for sure.
Wow, okay.
Wow.
Shoots a crylink at the wall, then shoots a grenade because you get insta-switch when you run out of ammo, and then shoots at the ground. Wow, that is something else.
Very creative indeed.
That is a very creative route. Following that, the mapper for map 5, Kotangens, the technical winner of both of the W only runs and the no jump run. Here we go. I expect Kota to do the very fast start strategy. Off the wall at the start, then into that wall. Okay, it's not the fastest start strategy, but it is very clean and very fast. Then coming round through here. No crylink, I think, is probably going to be this side. Nicely done. Needing the extra shots and does that as well. Very clean. It's weird seeing people do different shots. Oh, getting the speed there is really quite cool because you get an extra shot with the quad rockets that you don't have time for otherwise. That's very nice.
And a cool thing is that you didn't have to specifically shoot the blue part of the button. You could shoot the entire button and it would give you speed. So it's not as hard as it seems.
Yeah, I figured out that later on in the week that the splash damage, because it gives you it no matter how much splash damage hits the button. So it kind of lets you just hit wherever.
Yeah.
Next up, we have Shirosaki. Coming late into the tournament, but very good player. So glad to see that they're back in the top 20 this week again. Oh no, they're into the top 20. Weren't in the top 20 last week, actually.
I like how Kota also did the rocket stack at the start.
Yeah, that was a good rocket stack at the start. Clean strategy. It was really quick. So the waiting around one that I got was, and that Amino did. Oh no, Amino didn't do it. Who did it? That Kyle did. The way that Kyle did it, that was a 9.2 for me over the top, and Kota ended up with a I think 8.4 or something first checkpoint. So that's a big improvement with, it doesn't look much faster, but yeah, you're waiting around for a while for that rocket. Nicely done there from Shiro. Fantastic rockets towards the end. I think that really pushed all the way at the end there for most of that. Just a lot of great shots once the quad rocket was out. Had a really clean entry into the quad rocket with speed. There's a lot of time to be gained in the second half. It doesn't feel like it because you're moving so fast, but it's a long way, so really nice. Following up that, a new name, quite new to the game, so surprised me that they got into the top 20 this week, having floated around, I think, 30th kind of places mostly, but a really nice run, so it'll be interesting to see what KristiDonk has put on. Super tightly packed times for a bit, yeah, as Des just said.
Haven't seen that name before. Maybe he will be a professional in a couple years.
Yeah, only just turned up really to the game. Played last year, then didn't really play much between the two. Not sure where they're from, what game they're from. But last year, I'm not sure how much they played because their times gave them... I had a look. Can't remember what positions they got, but their times were giving them like 100 to 200 points. So that's pretty low down, you know. That's first runs for quite a lot of the good players that play regularly. If they only put one run in a week, they'll get that. So nice, fairly standard through here. Good shot. Keeping all of the grenades till later. Wow, what on earth?
Yeah, those 2 Krylling shots were interesting.
Yeah, didn't use 3 ammo. Fairly standard start. That's really good. That's just... This was a really tough map. I've struggled so much with this map because I knew exactly what was going to happen with that run. You can't pinpoint why that run is better than Shiro's run, or dropping it down, you know, even to Nature's run, or it's a second faster than Amino, and you couldn't pinpoint where that happened. It was just all the little things carrying a little bit more speed every single time, not having to start again from speed, cutting a corner a little bit better. Very interesting runs that this map produced, really. Following that up, we have qutebones staying in this top 20. Played really well last week and this week. So, yeah, expected to stay in the top. Generally a weapons player from what I've heard.
I think so.
Will we get the full start speed? Sorry for no what's it tabbed out.
Quite similar to others so far.
Yeah.
But use a different path.
Oh wow, lots of speed coming through there. Very nice. Yeah, the more speed you can carry, but it's interesting there because that speed towards the end, you know, went in with a lot more speed than other runs, but that speed is what quite a lot of people were able to get towards the end. Second trigger boost in the pre-nade was mad, yeah.
Yeah. I wonder how much speed that gave him. Didn't really catch it.
Ended up being 1700 going into the quad rockets.
Yeah, that's pretty fast.
It's very fast, but didn't carry it up much more down. So, yeah, very, very nice through there. It means that if you can get that all correct for your spacing, because something I was struggling with was having to go really far out to the side to come back because my spacing just wouldn't work for the grenade on the floor. And I think a few people were struggling with that because I could see the explosions on the floor on the map. Uchi remains in the top 20 with a nice 14th place run. 0.01 faster than qutebones. Apparently this is a messy run, I believe, but does do the start skip. Apparently a very nice run was replaced by a messy start skip run. So there's the full start skip. So that was the thing of this week that caused a lot of pain. Nice run through here, carrying good speed. A lot of speed taken through there. Oh, that's really nice down there. Keeping the 2 shots from the Krylling, being able to do a lot of speed. Not great coming through here, only getting to 4200. Should be over 3000 easily through there, but yeah, like Uchi said, it was all about that start. Start saved you probably 0.7. To do the start that Uchi just did compared to the standard start. Probably 0.4 compared to the start we saw Kristi, Shiro, the Relax guys, all of those kind of guys do. Yeah, very much a mid-32 run. That was set super late in the evening though, yesterday on the final day racing. So definitely not much time, but a good improvement. Always helps. I mean, that's a place gained. At least, if not 2 places gained. I don't know what Uchi's run before was. But places matter a lot. And any time you can save matters in points for the overall. So, it's so close between so many people. I can't remember quite what the overall standings are at the minute. But we'll take a look at them at the end. but each week has been so close. I can imagine there's going to be some very close overall points. Saved 1.6 seconds on Kristi's start. Jesus, that's a lot. That is, yeah, you can't. Well, Plaza's up next. 13th place with a 32.6 seconds.
Expect him to do the fast start also.
Yeah, I expect fast start all the way from here.
Well, I know that my run doesn't use it, so...
Oh, right, yeah, your run doesn't use it. But you're, like, cracked at the rest of it. I mean, you got a 22nd place time with W only. And the starts where W only really loses most of its time, being unable to get up to speed. There's not much difference between W only and any other run at the end with the quad rockets, because you're not pressing any buttons really. Only 2 shots at there, so probably going to use quite a lot of shots with the grenade launcher, I would have thought, or be shooting boosters down. It's interesting because I really didn't think that the booster down would play that much of a part. It is an extra 100 speed, but oh, that's nice. 2 floor rockets and then a final rocket up the top. Super clean through there. All the rockets used. Very nice into the finish. It's just hard to tell these runs apart, really. Really difficult to tell any of these runs apart, what they're gaining where.
Yeah, there's a lot of small things, like Plaza didn't take Krylink, and how exactly did that help him? I mean, he didn't have to go that wide in the big first cave. Like, you have to go wide to take the Krylink, right? So you lose some time there. But he saved there and didn't save. He could have saved more if he had Krylink later, but decided to do the nade boost stuff, and maybe he thought that's faster for his route. So
yeah, I think a lot of people were taking the Krylink because taking the Krylink meant you could use more shots on the panels at the start. But then you also had, that wasn't a lot of speed, because once you went down that drop down, it didn't really matter how much speed you went down that drop down with. It came out to about 600 to 700 speed. You weren't going to get much more than that. So, unless you were using shots and stuff in that tunnel. But, yeah, I think the Krylink was definitely... it was a choice you had to make. And if you made that choice, you were sacrificing time at the start for time later on where you had more shots. It was also easier than nade stack, yeah. Next up, woah. Putting in a very nice time of a 32.57, seconds faster than Plaza's run. The 2 Swedes stacked next to each other very nicely.
wonder if we will see any more Krylink skips.
Definitely going to be more start skips. This looks promising for a Krylink. Oh no, going to get a lot of ammo. I'm generally looking at it thinking that the more ammo you get, the more ammo you leave yourself, the less likely you are to use the Krylink. But using the Krylink through there, really interesting. Doesn't get too much with that secondary nade, I don't think. I'm not quite sure how much it connected. I love woah's rocketing. He's always looking where he's going to shoot before he shoots. Use the trigger to direct the nade. Ah, clever. Let's double check that one, yeah. Let's head into that. Look at this. Trigger directing the nade.
Yeah, because jump pads also push weapons or projectiles in this, in this game. Yeah.
Which I think we may see next week. No, it was 100% intended. Definitely intended. Now the question is, when the grenade hits the trigger, does that start its time? So yeah, shoot. Yeah, he's looking that way. Speed, speed, speed. There it is. Okay, gave him about 300, which is pretty good for a grenade. Then a lot of speed here. This is what I was talking about, having to take a wider route to make sure you hit the to make sure you can hit the shot on the grenade at the bottom. Very nice.
Yeah, that looked very precise.
Yeah, well, that's super precise. I mean, that's combining both things you were just saying before with you can take the crylink, but you have to leave yourself more. You know, I was saying you've got to leave yourself more ammo for the grenades later on. But woah took the crylink, left himself more ammo, and was able to use the crylink to go super fast through that section and then super fast into the end. Really, really nice. Following that one up, we have 2 with a 32.48, 0.9 ahead of woah. We'll see what route he's going to take here at the start. I'm going to say it's got to be fastest run, really. Oh! No, going for the jhheight strat off the wall. The kind of officially intended. Not going for crylink, so leaving himself a lot of ammo to get through here. I expect one of those shots. So the mortar uses 2, the grenade uses 2. So one of those shots really has to be used if you're leaving yourself an odd number. Cry skip. 2's just generally a happy guy. Doesn't want to skip the cry. Wants to skip the crying, you know. No need to cry. Holding himself into the top 10 is jhheight with a 32.4.
Yeah, now you will see the intended start, which is slow.
Did you do the intended start just because you had to, or were you actually able to do the unintended start?
I had no idea that the fast start that everybody was doing actually exists, so...
I thought... So when I was looking around for videos of the early beta of this map that you'd sent me over time, I found the one where you said you could flick a 180 with the grenade, with the Hagar right at the end to get the haste later. You get so much more with the extra... That one shot. Really nice, because you get so much more shots. You get one extra shot, but that's a quarter extra. A lot of extra shots by hitting the haste on the way back.
Well, not really. I don't think it's an extra shot, just the last rocket shot you get to shoot a little bit earlier. And that only saves like 0.2 maybe.
Yeah.
Getting the speed, yeah.
But you can't really get onto anything else, so makes sense. Snow is up next in 9th place, not playing in third person this week because of the weapons. This is cruelty to JKA players, of course. But it doesn't seem to have slowed him down. Lot of shots out of there. Crylink skip.
Yep.
Yeah, you don't have to do it in third person, but, you know, in first person. Ooh, that wasn't the greatest grenade jump up, but it was pretty tight, so I don't think it has wasted too much effort, too much speed. Really.
Wait, so he still played this in third person, even though it's weapons?
No, he played it in first person.
Oh.
Did play it in first person. Because it is very difficult. Rockets, wall rockets for me aren't too bad. I mean, jump in on this one, Snow. Wall rockets not too bad, but pre-fires and floor rockets are difficult to aim. And it feels like you have to, I mean, you adjust your sensitivity, I suppose, but it feels like you have to move your mouse further to flick down with third person. And everything goes faster. Following on from Snow, we have the first 31, a 31.81 by RainbowShadow. This is... So, jhheight's run was 0.08 faster, Snow's run was 0.22 faster than jhheight, and RainbowShadow is 0.37 faster than Snow. Whew, looking straight down, impressive. A lot of good speed through there, keeping 5... Goes up for this. I love that route. That's a really nice route. That was a tricky section to get the spacing for, and you want to drop straight down into that next bit. Oh, the flick. Rainbow's really, really good at fast flicks and like readjusting after taking a shot. You know, just trusting that he's moving in the correct direction. And a classic W&A got stuck on when you finished.
I don't even understand what happened there.
Let's watch it again.
Sure.
Yeah.
Like, did he shoot the nade and the Krylink almost at the same time?
Yeah, you get, if you run out of ammo, you get pretty much instant switch.
Jeez.
So you can shoot them really fast, and that's something that Rainbow's been really good at, is shooting the second shot super consistently after the first. That I just love that Krylink. Yeah, Cry shoot on pickup, and so to add to that, the way jhheight gave you the ammo, you start with the Krylink ammo, with 6 Krylink ammo, and then you pick up the item for the actual weapon. So you can't do that. Doing that shot doesn't give you the extra shot that we normally get, which is really cool. Very well done to jhheight for that. So yeah, here, what's slower? That one. Cool. Shot, banging down. And then coming into here, we'll go 10% speed. Still got haste here. That's the faster you go, the longer you get haste for. Yeah, shoot, then flick, and weapon switch is absolutely instant.
Yeah, that was fast between shots.
Yeah, and then straight down. Why did that get turned off? Yeah, just brilliant. Super fast through here as well. Going to end up with a 5k end speed. There it is. A little bit late on the end speed, but very, very fast and very good. A surprising entry into 7th place here. We have Source. He doesn't rate himself on weapons, and it was just a hard map this week. He's 0.89 faster than Rainbow, so he's clearly done something right, and he is still your American Continental Champion, North America. So here we go. 30.92 from Source.
You know, he always says he's bad at weapons, but relatively he's pretty good.
Yeah, he's an incredible weapons player, but I think his strafing, it's his routing that really gets him, but because we play online and everybody shares routes, he tends to be okay because his execution is fantastic, and I can definitely agree with that. Like, I can't finish video games without being given routes. Okay, we're back to this strategy. I mean, it's a super clean strategy, and you save time for sure having to stay inside, but you lose time from the speed. That was not a great end there. Lost one rocket pretty much, just didn't do much, shooting it straight up at the roof. But hey, it got him there. Got him a decent position. 7th is not bad at all. And a solid strafe section for sure. I remember the first time I got introduced to Source was the first FPS Cup, I think it was, where he did a no weapons run on a weapons map. And I really struggled to complete it with weapons, and he just goes like faster than I was coming in with a rocket boost and double jumps all the stuff that you're meant to, like ramps that you're meant to shoot a rocket at and pre-fire, and he just comes in strafing twice as fast, goes up the side of the wall. Absolutely amazing. I think it's the first, someone tell me if I'm wrong, but I think it's the first FPS Cup map that was ever done, so check that on Tim Conland channel if you're interested. 6th place, we have a big improvement to go up to for gibbz. We have a 1.04 second improvement. And it doesn't calm down too much until we get to the end of this now. There's some big chunking improvements, which is really interesting, because we've seen big improvements and not been able to see where they come from. But I feel like now we've seen every option. Surely we can see where the improvements come from. I really hope so, because it's hard to commentate when you're actually not sure where the improvements come from.
Gonna be a clean run for sure.
Yeah, there's gonna be none of the bits where we've said, oh, that wasn't such a great rocket or anything now. At least I hope not, because otherwise that just means an extra run where we probably will not be able to tell where the time gain came from. Nicely down there. I think that's one of the first runs we've seen. Some people have been hitting the ledge as they're entering the drop down, and that definitely slows you down because your full speed disappears. Nice shot there. We didn't see very many people doing that. But the 2 shots going there. Oh, that's super nicely done. Rocket launcher up, very quick up. Clean, clean. Yeah. I mean, there's nothing to say. It's clean.
Well, yeah, the route was very nice.
Yeah, it was inside a lot of inside lines, so we're gonna now have to see people just go faster. 0.48 faster than that though is Lith, an entry into last week's top 10 and now again in 5th place with a 29.4. A very nice run that we will take a look at. Lith more of a weaponeer from what I've heard, so yeah, kind of expected to be into this section. Let's take a look at what they pulled off.
Comes from Quake 3, DeFrag.
Yeah, pulled in because apparently a great slicker, so we were trying to get Goblin beaten last week, but yeah, it might take a few weeks. That's what you were saying, that second hitting the speed after the shot there. And what we're seeing now is a lot less shots on those first bits, and this was something that I found. So at the start of the week, I was using... Oh, that's nice. At the start of the week, I was using more shots on the start. 5,100, nearly 5,200 across the line. Let's watch that one again. Yeah, so I was using a lot more shots at the start on the speed boosts because I needed it to get the spacing, but as the week went on I got faster and faster and faster, and I was using less and less. So as we're going up more and more, I think that's where we're actually going to see the time gain, that you need to use less shots here. You see 3 shots there and 1 into the haste. You get 11 shots to start off with, if anyone didn't know, because these guys are shooting them as soon as they get the pickup. Yeah, it's... And then you can use more here. And so we're seeing the people, you know, people who couldn't do certain tricks earlier on in the lower half of the top 20, those tricks are able to be executed without giving anything up in the first half.
Yeah, so. And there's also a small trick that makes you use 1 less Hagar shot. I was kinda looking for it, but couldn't see a good run yet. Maybe we'll see one, and we will be able to look at it in time scale. Maybe I'll explain it.
Yeah. If you spot it, then I'll rerun and time scale it. Following that one up, we have a 0.29 faster with a 29.11 from Shynx in 4th place, holding on very nicely. Ooh, that's fast. Don't think that did an extra grenade shot. 1 shot here, and then 1 shot to boost down. Nicely done. Now we're seeing a lot more people taking that shorter, I mean, it's hard to say whether it's left or right because it's different whether you go left or right at the Krylink bit, but we're seeing a lot more people take the shorter cave section rather than longer but faster, but now they're able to do it faster, and that's, yeah, it's just kind of how it goes, isn't it, with these routes. It's something I really liked about this map. There's so many options on this map, but you could see them all. They're all options within the same route generally, whereas a lot of maps could have options that are more... It means it's more easy to spot when there could be something faster to do, because you can stumble upon it accidentally.
Yeah, and a huge variety of routes in CP3 to CP4 section also.
Oh yeah, the variety of routes have been fantastic with this. We've had so many routes kind of spring up where it's been really difficult to know what routes, because a load of routes have been created, but then one will always come out being the fastest. But I think this was so open-ended because a lot of routes haven't been created in a way. Here's the ammo, do whatever the hell you like with it. It's more of a freestyle run, you know. I was half expecting someone like Woody or Donald to turn back up here and do their like freestyle team runs and work out what the fastest route was.
Yeah, the idea was kinda have couple rooms in a row, like 3 in a row, each has some buttons. You get given ammo at the start and then you decide how much ammo to use in which room.
Yeah. It worked super well. It was absolutely fantastic map. Hated it, but it was fantastic. Third place then for Frostie with a 28.81, 0.3 faster than Shynx. So it's the kind of weird one where 0.3 is a lot at this stage of the game in the top 5. But at the same time, it might just be went a bit faster the whole way through. So a bit slower there. Shynx and Lith were going 2,000 through there, but a lot faster there, an extra 200. Coming out with faster. Super clean up there, no speed lost with the Hagar. Gets over the top super clean. Crylink, one shot, very nice. Keeps it tight, no extra shots needed. Gets the haste on the way back. We haven't seen that in a little while. That is probably where the 0.3 comes from, I would have thought. jhheight, you said that was kind of save 0.2?
Yeah, about 0.2, 0.3 maybe.
Yeah, so a little bit on the execution and the extra speed kept through the cave and that beautiful Hagar shot. And then, yeah, your 0.1, 0.2 maybe on the haste at the end. Super nice.
Let's rewatch the Frostie run at the start. I'll show you what I mean by that thing I said earlier.
So at the drop down, I want to go slow-mo.
Where you get Hagar, yeah.
Yeah, just before the drop down, I'll go slow-mo.
So the thing is, he gets the Hagar, and while he's shooting the buttons, he also strafes a bit. So after the jump pad, he gets 500 speed, and then at the same time he presses WA to strafe and shoot at the buttons at the same time, because you gain the most speed when you have low speed, right? So when you strafe when you have 500, he gained here like plus 50. Maybe you could do even more, maybe you could do plus 100 from just strafing. So in theory you can just shoot one less shot of Hagar because you gain that speed from strafing already. Yeah,
that's what I know a lot of people experienced that while they were playing, and I certainly did. Like I said earlier, coming through and you could use one less shot later on because you were strafing a lot faster. And yeah, that also explains and kind of counteracts what you said about shooting the haste later, because if you shoot the haste earlier before you get the speed shot, you're gonna gain more speed when you're strafing at that lower, the acceleration's greater. So yeah, fantastic. I mean, true. Absolutely fantastic spot there, jhheight. Let's watch this all the way through to the end.
It's one of those small details you start thinking about when you have already grinded the map a lot, and you start thinking how to optimize my run just a tiny bit.
Yeah, I love these micro optimizations when things get too optimized. I think that's something that almost gets eked out in things like XDWC. You only have a week, but things that you just start looking at these crazy ideas that don't make any sense, and then they turn up and they make some sense. And it's just when people run out of ideas, and you look at games like Mario Kart and Quake 1, and these games have existed for 30 years, and then people do the things in Doom that they said were impossible. It's like, it's mad. Only a week. I'm saying only a week because I'm comparing this to Quake 1 speedruns, which is a 30-year-old game. Next up, we have Delta, and we have an interesting 2 runs from Delta, but we're going to go with this run, the submitted to the leaderboard 28.73, 0.08 faster than Frostie. So we're either going to see a crusty run, but a crusty run but an extra skip, or we're going to see a slightly cleaner run than Frostie's. super nice. If you go any much faster than that into that downshoot, I think you're going to lose some. That was super nice. That's what I was trying to do for ages. Did you just see the jump off the wall?
Yeah, I didn't know that was possible.
Yeah. So, super nice finish. Yeah, that DJ up, I saw him doing it and I was like, ah. And then I tried it. It's really difficult to do because you are going to lose a lot of speed if you hit the wall and the spacing, and yeah. We're watching it again. We're still on Delta's original run. Yeah, so the corridor that Delta's taking is longer, but you can generally go faster. So we'll slide down here, and he comes in, loses a fair bit of speed. But if you need the outside for spacing anyway, quite nice. That, off of that ledge, so that you go straight down into the hole and then gets a great downwards booster. Very nice. Strafing through this patch here. Super fast weapon switch, 1950 through there. Super fast through here, gets the haste, 1, 2, 3, 15, 30 or something. Absolutely fantastic. Are you ready for chaos?
I have no idea how he saved 0.6 off of that.
Yeah. So, something happened with Delta's run. He had a 28.66. That was a 28.73. He had a 28.66 because there might have been a little unintended start skip involving... Oh, it's not long enough.
Oh, you meant that chaos. I thought you mean the goblin demo, but that's
no, I mean this chaos. So what you could do at the start of the map is, if I go to 4, I'm in last year. There we go. So I still have the old config, so we have now fixed this, but at the start, after you respawn, you can survive with this. So if you were to go kill, jump off of the edge super fast, you could get around the start somehow, missing the kill trigger. Yeah. Anyway, in some way, you could avoid the kill trigger by going out and around here. There we go. With no clip, I can do it. And then you could grab the rockets. You could even get quad rockets, and then you could start with a rocket boost off of there. So let's take a look at Delta's run, which starts after he has done the pre-run and he's heading in for the pre-fire rockets. This run is not on the leaderboards. This got patched last minute on the last day, but a 1050 start speed, gets the rockets back, 2000 over the top. It is about 2 seconds faster to there. Apparently this is a massive BBWR as well.
Yeah, he said he had a 27 at least with this, low 27.
Yeah, there we go. Oh my god. I've got a PB with that this week though. I almost, if I'd have been in the top 20 and it was my previous run from my PB, I'd have had a hit just like that. That's incredible. Yeah. Fortunately, he was able to put in a pretty close time to that. Oh, we can show the pre-run with the Seek demo -60. Let's do it. Cool.
Yeah, so basically you skip the start and you're free to do anything on the map. You can go and take quad rockets and then return to the start.
Yeah.
To start the run with that.
Hey. I've been trolled by Furious. Seek demo not working. Okay, if we can work out how that works, we will go for it after we have watched the world record run. Something that Delta said to me after he got that run, the actual proper run, not the one that was the cheated start, it was that he doesn't understand how Goblin went 0.58 faster than him. He could see a mid 28 with his run, He could not see a... That's the wrong map. He could not see a low 28. I should have deleted that other folder. Here we go, though. Is there something else? Because Goblin's been awfully tight-lipped this week.
There must be something else.
Yeah. Because normally he's bullshitting. But... Yes, it's W only run. He was playing with no account. Ooh, very nice. And a little clip off the side into there. 3, so he's going to use 1 more to push himself. Oh, man.
Finally, somebody used those stairs.
Forwards rocket. He's going fast enough to get a forwards rocket. Okay. I think we're doing the same thing we did last week. I'm going to hit a button and it's going to put the game into 1/5 slow motion. And we're going to watch the whole thing at half speed and the rest of it even slower. So here we go. The whole run in half speed. Crouch up the top to make sure you get over there. A lot of speed from this. Super nicely done. 1 wall rocket off of there. Grab the crylink, get the double jump here. Fling it straight into this hole. Super nice. Like I said, you can bring as much speed as you like into that. It's going to get absolutely neutered by that corner. Very nice flicks around here. Hagaring up here, which I really didn't expect to see in the fast. Dodges. Can we...
You skipped the jump pad, right?
Will this work? Is it just going to crash?
I don't think it worked because it started seeking from the beginning.
Yeah, it kind of does that. There's no way to actually never mind.
Oh.
There's no way to actually rewind. You just go back to the start and fast forward again. Up to the point. But I'm not sure. We'll watch it again. We'll watch it pretty fast through. And then when we get there, we've got to slow it down super fast. Because I completely forgot to super slow-mo it. Yeah, minus seek is broken, but at least forward seek still works. Very clean here. It's impossible to commentate these runs at full speed.
True. So much going on.
So he skips that trigger, which slows you down. And then pumps 1 there. 1900 speed just about here. Gains 100 speed out of that. At this point, this is another one where it does not look like Goblin's going to make it over the top here. Look at that, absolutely beautiful. 2k speed through here. 3700 here. That's a slight mistake just there. He got a double jump off the other side's ramp, which puts you in a really bad position to come up here. So that that lost me a few PBs doing that. So, absolutely bonkers. Roof rocket, just holding click at this point, really. Shot off the floor. And then shooting this rocket forwards, he's going so fast. Still gets the full speed, 5200 into the finish. And what this guy eats for breakfast is all of us, apparently. As I said earlier, Goblin's left testicle has more talent than I do.
Damn, I knew that you could skip the jump pad, but not in such a way where you keep so much speed.
Yeah. I mean, the only reason... I didn't even think of that. I knew you could get through the jump pad because we'd been talking about that doing the no jump run backwards. Or being able to potentially do a run backwards because you could get through that gap. But it was super difficult and like doing it forwards. Why would you ever do that? Mad. Absolutely mad. I think that is it for the runs. Let's take a look at the run history for this week. So if we look here, pull that over. And go here. Here we go. So let's pull up our top 10, which is to jhheight. jhheight got his run very early on in the week and just let it stand. Very nice. Everybody else moving slowly up. Goblin takes the lead with this 28.51 on the 14th and holds it with a very nice improvement here to 28.15 for the finish. Super close between Delta and Frostie. Shynx was in there. There were a lot of battles going on through the midweek. People switching and swapping places. Some people coming up, playing a bit late. Most people played pretty decently at the first half. It wasn't like last week where we had random people turn up later into the tournament and hop in. But yeah, fantastic runs. What's the distribution look like? Any missing time gaps? Only a missing time gap at the 55-second mark, so not too bad there. And a lot of players in the 33 seconds and a bit of a gap with the 34s. 35's looking great. So, yeah. Great distribution of times. A lot of players this week. How many players total did we have? I don't tend to look at that. 120 players total. Very nicely done. Congratulations to everybody who finished the map. It was a tough map just to finish with the looping back on itself. It could be, yeah, a tough map to actually finish. So, cool. And we have the overall rankings over here. So, your overall rankings at the minute after 3 rounds is Goblin, then Frostie, then Delta, then Source. Let's try and move some zoom out on that. Side columns, there we go. So Goblin stays in the same place. Frostie moves up a place with Delta. Source is down 2 places. It's not bad. He didn't have a great week this week, but it was tough. Shynx, gibbz, Snow, woah, and jhheight all stay in the same place. Rainbow moves up 2 places. 2 stays in the same place, and Uchi is down 2 places. Plaza swaps places with Qutebones. Carl moves up a place. I move up 2. Ninja stays in the same place. wdjzr is down 3 this week. Banano's up 1. And Nature is down 1. Foal moves into the fold of getting into the top 20. And there are a fair few people who could get into this top 20 overall. It's a pretty open top 20. At the top, there is 200 points, a little over, between Goblin and Frostie. 50 points between Frostie and Delta, and 50 points between Source and Delta. So the top 3 is very open. Not a huge amount of points between everybody. It has been a fantastic week. The overall ranking progression looks a little bit like this, if you could decipher this on low resolution and everything. It's pretty good. Everybody's moving around down here. A lot of people stayed exactly in the same place. So who's this? gibbz, Snow, and I think that's woah, have just stayed exactly where they were the entire time. No changes. Yeah. That is it for round number 3. We will now hop onto the server to take a peek at round number 4. That's it for. Let's take a peek at round number 5 by Kotangens. This is going to be a pretty slick run through, pretty quick one. So we start out at the start. Remember to check out the memes on this map. That is a link to the guide. I'll let you scan that one. And that is a link to one of my favourite songs. Onwards, we go through the map. Round this corner with a strafe section to start off with. A tricky little jump here. You could get across to this centre section. Ah, damn it. Okay, apparently that kills you. Nice. Bringing it round again. Look at all the mathematics up at the top. Don't be too scared by it. Coming around this corner, a really nice fast stair section. Using Xonotic beautifully. Some sections here where you could go up if we sort of stand in the middle here, drop a grenade, do a double, you can get up here. Same thing accounts for up there, but I'm not going to do it because I won't get it twice in a row, I don't think. Will it be faster? There are pads here, or you can surf down the other side. Then round here, there is a Hagar wall riding section that I'm not even going to try, but you go up and round there and over there, and then a Hagar or a Halak on the other side. Unfortunately, can't show you the Halak because A, I suck at it, and B, I'd have to do the Hagar first, which is something I am struggling with greatly due to skill issues. So you'd come down here and you could do either of those two sides. The Halak, you have to go under this. And the Hagar, you come straight across there and into there with a beautiful sign for not having any ammo. Grab yourself a rocket launcher on the way down, get a lot of speed. Either take the Vortex over this side or the more fun slapping shotgun where you can slap yourself silly on these shotgun bits here. And I missed it. So we'll go to the other side for more slapping. And a speed boost to get us up here. Then one of my favourite bits in any map ever is these boost panels that you hit and jump down here and hit another boost panel and bring it up and around the corner and land potentially on another boost panel or wait for it here. Up and over and into the finish. There are a multitude of different routes. It's going to be very interesting to see what happens with this map because as we said last week, there are a lot of different routes to take. Last week, but with one general route. If you were to draw a line through the map, you'd only have one line to draw. Whereas on this map, you've got so many different lines to draw. Oh yeah, let's take a look at the slick route. It's this teleporter. Let's take a look at this slick route the other way, because this is a really interesting option. You can either go that way for the slap, or this way for the slick. Everything's mirrored, and it's going to make it really interesting, because left and right are different, and the practice teleporters are weird. Hit this booster panel, hit the speed, and then there's a bunch of wobbling walls. And of course, this is online Xonotic, so these walls are not in the same place every time, and I just got very lucky to get through there. You can go up there, or you can come down here. Get a downwards boost from this. Going up the other way is a fairly sensible strafe route. And this way is over and one of these sections and you're into the finish. There are many, many other routes to enjoy on this map, so take a look because it is an absolutely stunning map by Kotangens. Thank you very much to jhheight for joining me on this journey through all of the records.
Thank you for having me.
That's alright, and thank you to everyone who watched. It has been absolutely fantastic. Congratulations to Goblin for his 4th win in a row. Can he pull the quintuple and get every single win in an entire XDWC? It's going to take someone incredible to beat him, but there are some incredible players capable of doing such a thing. So we will see you next week. Thank you very much for watching. Bye bye.